Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT. And we are back with another Twitter thread. Today we're talking about unfair cards. Cards that make you go, oh brother, not this again. Although afterwards you soften up because your opponent is playing them in a terrible deck. Rogue brews are no stranger to cards that in a vacuum would have people railing for their ban. So today, let's see what you can rail me with. I'm leading with Phantom Fortress Entherblotnir. This is critical in Generator, a deck that Dyer and I have a mutual understanding of. While it sees almost no play, it does hand rip a card and it banishes it. And you can activate this like 2 or 3 times in your first turn in Generator. Everyone kind of gives it a pass because, you know, who's using it? Let's see what you all came up with. Dyer says, listen, I know milling too much can be a problem, but he's so baby girl. I have to play him in any deck that can make him. It's as close as we can get to Chaos Ruler. Just let me have this. It's crazy that Chaos Ruler is mill 5. This card is mill 4. And we were chomping at the bit to kill Chaos.
We're here to kill Chaos
Ruler. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call for a zombie vampire hit. It's like every time you see zombie vampire like overlaid from 2 Horus cards, you're like, yeah, you're probably doing some stupid shit. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm willing to give Ophion a pass. Back in 2013, I was singing a different tune, but these days, I think that your terrible deck is allowed to have Vanity's Emptiness. Your terrible deck can have Vanity's Emptiness. It's okay. It loses to Imperm. I would say probably that Evigishki gustkrak is one of the greatest examples of this in the history of time. In no world would any other archetype be permitted to have this card and remain legal. But gustkrak is just an insanely accessible ritual monster that hand rips. You know, there was a time like in early COVID where you could just play this in an Auroradon pile and hand loop your opponent with 100% consistency every single game. You know what the craziest part about this card is? This is like the 3rd most problematic Evigishki ritual also. The amount of decks that jump through hoops in order to get to a special summon lock is always irritating, and there've been a ton of meta ones that do it recently, you know, like Drytron contribute a couple of monsters for Majesty's Ruler. But when you see an agent deck make Christia, you go, well, no, that does make sense. That's okay with me. If you're gonna play agents in the year of our Lord 2024, you're allowed. It's okay. This one's weird. I am inclined to agree. When I go up against a Naturia player and they make Bamboo Shoot, I go, oh, you? Yeah, okay. But when anyone else tries to integrate this card into their combos, I'm like, shut the fuck. This card is not for you. I can't believe there was never a group of individuals who hated this card with a passion. The existence of Tally-Ho means that this card is just soul charge. It interacts with other Xyz decks in a super annoying way. It's incredibly generic because you can make it off of any 2 4s. It's so good. And instead, every time I see this card, I go, it's the champ, baby. This is kind of the opposite of the prompt in that this card is not very good, but in stun specifically, I do feel like it's bannable. Like I sit down across the table and someone activates Moonmirror Shield. For a decade going now, I've been like, you son of a bitch. Don't you show me that. Yeah, ninjas should get Jioh Biden. Like this card is so annoying. The fact that he immediately flips cards down and they just have to stick there and he's impossible to get rid of, but you could theoretically break the lock if you get him off the field so it never feels like the game is all the way over immediately. If this was stapled to like a Snake Eyes card, I think you would see people in the streets. They would be pulling the like French grill on the rail tracks contraption down the road in order to protest for this guy's ban. But instead, we're just like, oh, you ain't got to worry about that guy. That's just Joe Biden.
I'm eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with.
I think this card gets a pass because I don't think I've ever seen anyone summon it. So this was explored as a win condition for Ritual Box at the time of its print and Drytron until the new support came out. And I think those decks were just so ass bad that everyone was like, whatever. Okay, whoa. Caught. Hero is just a moose boosh of cards that we are allowed to have, but people would get mad about under other circumstances. I mean, fucking Darklaw is just a Riseheart. And everyone was like, we need to kill a Riseheart dead. And everyone's like, Darklaw, that's my fun favorite guy. Right behind the AoE skill drain. If you're unfamiliar with Zoroa, the Magistus Conflagrant Calamity, let me read this card to you. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same card type, Fusion Synchro Xyz Link, as a Magistus monster card in your spell and trap zone. So if you have set up to the point that you've summoned this card, that is an extra deck lock. It's just flat negation for the extra deck. And the deck is bad enough that people are like, yeah, if you paid money for Magistus magistus cards, you should be allowed to do this shit. Another deck that gets away with this like nobody's business, Raidraptor. Azathoth, we demanded his ban. You know this is Azathoth, right? You just mid-combo go, and you're done playing, and then you do the back half of your combo. I mean, he's really cool. And of course, all the Raidraptors are like this. Like, Ystrix could be mentioned in the same sentence as Halqifibrax if things had kind of worked out differently. Certainly, I shouldn't need to tell you that the big-ass Raidraptor that's a Towers is the most annoying card in history. It's so funny. I'd say Calamity, but we all know it's gone. This card for Centurion, I think it's because of Calamity that I'm okay with this. When Centurion makes Cosmic Blazar, I see them go for a 12 and I go, oh, brother. Oh, okay. Yeah. This card is 5 Omnis. This card is 5. I've never heard anyone complain about this card. It is not even the card that gets complained about in Weather Painter. 5 Omnis, and people are like, it's like the 4th most annoying thing they can do. It's 5 Omnis. This one's a halfie. The reason this one's a halfie is because Fluffle has the capacity to do so much that I don't think you can say Toy Vendor would be broken in a vacuum. I think it is broken in a vacuum, but it's so cute. It's so damn cute. Not only the card art, of course, but also the fact that every interaction that it does, I'm always like, oh, that is so adorable. Eldritch, send the Toy Vendor. Yeah. Oh, Forbidden Droplet Toy. Oh, okay. All right. I remember being irritated about Shenshen just because VW was overtuned at release. I have completely cooled on him. This card is a macro, and every time I see him come down, I'm like, that's just Shenshen. That's my boy Shenshen. I don't really have a problem with it. I can't really get too mad at Shenshen. Oh man, I don't know. And he keeps coming. He comes back every turn. He's impossible to fucking get rid of. Yeah, perfect answer. Listen, if my Ragnarika Ogdoadic deck is gonna have any backbone, it's thanks to these cards. Okay, you know, when they go Cosmic Slicer, zer'oll, Planet Pollutant Virus, I go, it's like skill drain. But at the end of the day, it took them 20 minutes to set up, so I can't be that mad. Also, it dies to Imperm. It's like, what if skill drain lost to Imperm? There's like 4 or 5 Ice Barrier monsters that fulfill this condition. Ice Barrier just needs something to get off Lancia, and Raiho is a guy, and it's sort of a floodgate. It's like he's just the tax man. He's the IRS agent, and he's annoying as fuck, but I do kind of like him. It's like a combination of the fact that like the deck has historically been so bad that I'm willing to give them a pass, and it's such a unique effect that I'm kind of tickled by it, you know? Yeah, you know, it never feels like the straw that broke the camel's back, but P.U.N.K just has searchable Pot of Greed. I don't think I've ever felt anything towards this card. They like do their combo, and I'm like, yeah, you know, searchable Pot of Greed. I know how this works. Yeah, this is a searchable Pot of Greed, as we all know. Classic answer. Some of you may disagree. I have never had a problem with tiaramisu. I'm always like, oh, right, tiaramisu, you know, she spins, you know. The deck gets to spin. It gets non-targeting spins. Now they get a fast effect non-targeting spin. Yeah, yes, 100% correct. Oh man, this card is so toxic. It's so frustrating. Negation at the point of resolution, hand modulation, irritating as all hell. Damn though, it's like completely cool. It's so cool. If there's one thing we learned tonight, if you play a deck that's bad enough, you should be allowed to do a little war crime as a treat.